Welcome back to the Colorado Avalanche GM mode here in NHL 16. This is episode 15. This is going to be the Season 2 off-season, as our Colorado Avalanche did not make the playoffs. They are currently ending the season at 36-40-6. That is 7th place in the Central, which is last place in the Central, and 12th place in all of the Western Conference. So not a playoff spot, and quite a few spots out of a playoff spot as well. Probably the biggest reason for that is the fact that the offense just wasn't able to get it done. This team only had two 20-goal scorers, and that is Matt Duchene, who had 28 goals and 28 assists with 56 points, and then Alexander Semin, who had 22 goals with 14 assists and 36 points. The rest of the team, Bodker had 19 goals, 34 assists, Landeskog had 19 goals, 31 assists, McKinnon only had 14 goals and 23 assists. Just not a very good offensive season, not a very good season around at all, to be completely honest. As far as the playoffs, the Florida Panthers actually went on and won the Stanley Cup here in Season 2. They beat the Los Angeles Kings 4-3. They had a very unique way to the Cup. They ended up beating the Maple Leafs in the first round, 4-2, then moved on to play the Lightning, beat them in a 7-game series, 4-3, and then played the Hurricanes in the Eastern Conference Finals, beat them in 7, 4-3, and then in 7 games beat the Los Angeles Kings to take home Lord Stanley's Cup. And before you go, like, why would the Panthers win this? Because I know they're good in real life, but I mean, they don't really have any depth, I could say, in this game. They're not really rated that highly, especially when I started this. But apparently they went out and made a bunch of trades or something, because they have Patrick Marleau and Brent Burns from the Sharks, and they also have Milan Lucic from the Kings. So they somehow got those guys and added them on to the core they kept. I'm not even sure how they got the rest of these guys, because they didn't trade anybody who was like a big-time name. And, well, they ended up getting these guys, and now their team is stacked, and they won a cup. Take a look at the yearly awards, as the Ross Trophy went to Alexander Ovechkin, so did the Hart. The Norris went to Erik Karlsson of the Senators. Lady Byng was Tyler Seguin of the Stars. The Calder is Dalcale from the New York Islanders. Conn Smythe was Longo from the Panthers. Vezina was Halak from the Islanders. Jennings was also Halak. The Masterson Award was Nicholas Grossman. The Selke went to Sidney Crosby. Ted Lidsley to Ovechkin, and so did the Maurice Richard Trophy also went to Alexander Ovechkin. Move things on to one of the more exciting things, and that is the NHL Draft. We had 2 first-round picks this year, and those are literally the only main 2 guys we're going to be going over in the draft. As first round, 7th overall, we ended up taking a right winger who is American-born, Langkow, who turned out to be a top 6 potential, and he's actually a 72 overall right off the bat, so he's going to spend time in college still, whatever college he's at, and we're not going to sign him to an NHL deal right away, but as of right now, he is a 72 overall. And then first round pick, 14th overall, we took a defenseman named Flynn, who is only a 7th D potential, but that could get better, and he could possibly turn to be something. So Flynn gets 14th overall, and then the rest of our draft, we took a guy named Fedorov, then Webster, then Artemov, then Werner, and then Lane, and then Urquhart in the 7th round. Then when it came time to re-sign a bunch of guys, we re-signed Dante Salituro, who is a Swiss-born guy who we drafted, I believe, in Season 1. Well, of course, in Season 1, we got the only draft we've done besides this one. And he is now up to a 74 overall after spending time in junior, so he is going to be signed to an AHL deal, and he's going to be down there in the minors working on his craft, and hopefully he's going to be able to be in the NHL next year, or maybe the year after that. So then, Thomas Yurko we re-signed to 4 years, a $4.375 million. Then we also re-signed Nikita, I think it's Nikita Zadorov for 3 years for $4.07 million. And then we also signed Malcolm Subban, Sub-Zero, for 3 years, $3.350 million. And then in order to make a pretty big signing in free agency, we went and made a couple trades. The first was trading Blake Como to the New Jersey Devils in return for their 2018 3rd and 4th round pick, when we also got Yannick Weber to the San Jose Sharks in return for their 2018 4th and 5th round pick. So that freed up some cap space, and it also freed up a defensive spot, so we went out and signed 91 overall Victor Hedman I felt like one of the main things this team was lacking skill-wise was defensemen. So we went out and signed who else but Victor Hedman to a big 6-year, $6.725 million deal. So Victor Hedman is now going to be the core piece of our defense. Also with Keith Yandel and Eric Johnson. As the rest of free agency went, we didn't really sign anybody big at all. We only signed a guy named Bobrovsky, who's a winger, who's a 76 overall. He's going to be a 3-year, 2-way deal. Then we also signed Matthias Tedenby, former New Jersey Devils prospect, to a 1-year, 2-way deal just to brought some depth. And then also Alesh Hemsky to be a 4th or 3rd liner, probably a 4th liner, to a 1-year, $900K deal, just to be like a veteran guy to plug up a spot, because we didn't have really any money after the Hedman signing. And that'll pretty much wrap things up here for this Season 2 off-season video. That's all we did, not too much besides Hedman. And I do think Hedman's going to play a huge impact in our season, in this upcoming Season 3. So with that being said, we'll wrap things up here for this edition of Colorado Avalanche Hockey. I've been your host, Jersey Born, and I'm saying goodbye.
People see me, but they just don't know. People see me, but they just don't know. People see me, but they just don't know.